Our planet has known many serial killers. The list of such people who have committed inhumane crimes is countless, but then there are a few who have actually stolen the spotlight for the hideous crimes committed towards humanity. Here are the most evil and most notorious serial killers the world has ever seen. Number 10. Dr. Death. Dr. Harold Shipman was a British physician who became notoriously known as Dr. Death when he was charged for the murder of more than 200 individuals. He was a married man and had a household of 5. Who could have imagined a man with such a regular life could commit such heinous deeds while being a doctor? Shipman never got along with his physician colleagues, as they did not like his overconfident and arrogant manners. In 1972, Shipman started practicing as a doctor. He killed around 71 of his patients while being a junior doctor. His targets were old women, yet he also killed a lot of men. In the 1980s, Dr. Shipman became a practitioner, and the number of killings increased. He killed 215 patients while working as a general practitioner. In 1993, he established his own clinic and continued killing people. In 1998, Shipman killed his last victim. The daughter of the final victim refused to cremate her mother and pressed charges against Shipman for killing her mother. The victim's body was sent for a postmortem that revealed that she was injected with pharmaceutical-grade heroin called diamorphine to kill her. Shipman was taken into custody and sentenced to life in prison. On January 13, 2004, Shipman killed himself by hanging in his cell. He never confessed to any of his crimes. Number 9. Dr. H. Holmes. Henry Howard Holmes began his career by scamming insurance enterprises. In 1886, Holmes moved to Chicago and changed his career. He took the name Dr. H. Holmes and started working as a pharmacist. During his practice as a pharmacist, Holmes began to kill people for their money. He built a 3-story building that he referred to as his murder castle. The murder castle was a torture cell that was completely equipped with gas lines, trapdoors, and soundproof rooms. It was a labyrinth that no victim could escape. He had placed a surgical table and a medieval rack in his basement to torture his targets. Holmes's victims were mostly women. He would seduce young women into his murder castle, where he would choke and kill them with poisonous gas. After murdering the victims, he would cut them open, cremate them on the burner, or occasionally skin them and sell their skeletons to medical schools. On November 17, 1894, Holmes was taken in when his co-conspirator notified the police about his malpractice because he failed to deliver money. The police arrested Holmes for 4 murders. However, Holmes admitted to killing 27 people. It is considered that Holmes killed more than 200 people. In 1896, Dr. Holmes was hanged to death. Number 8. Jack the Ripper. In 1888, an anonymous killer haunted the Whitechapel district of London. The primary target of the killer was prostitutes. He seduced prostitutes to join him and later killed them brutally. The killer would disable the bodies of these women by slitting their throats with a carving knife. The serial killer is notoriously known as Jack the Ripper, as he would toss cut-open bodies on the streets. A media madness broke out when 5 such mutilated bodies were found, butchered in the downtrodden East End district. The cops were all around the city looking for the psychopath, while this madman sent taunting emails to cops and told them how he lured and killed his victims. The Ripper butchered his last victim in September and suddenly disappeared. Jack killed around 100 people over 6 months. No one knows who the actual Jack the Ripper was. However, it is a popular hypothesis that he might have been a butcher or surgeon, given his surgical accuracy on his victims. Number 7. Butcher of Rostov. In 1978, Andrei Chikatilo formed a murder spree in Rostov, Russia. His victims were immature women and children. Andrei would kidnap these women and children and later kill them brutally by slitting their throats. In later years, he admitted to the police that stabbing females helped him reach orgasm, and he could not stop it. Andrei was called the Butcher of Rostov and the Rostov Ripper. In 1984, the cops arrested Andrei after seeing him molest a girl. Andrei confessed under captivity to having raped and killed 56 women and children. He was sentenced to 53 murders and sentenced to death. Number 6. Ted Bundy. Theodore Bundy, known as Ted Bundy, murdered 36 women during his lifetime. Ted was a good-looking, well-educated man who went from state to state on a killing spree. Peeking at Bundy's profile, it is hard to believe that a man like him could kill ladies in such a brutal way. Bundy belonged to a poor family. Bundy never learned who his birth father was. He grew up believing that his grandmother was his mom, while his mother was his sister. A tough childhood took a toll on Ted's cognitive health and is believed to have triggered his psychopathic conduct. Ted Bundy began his murderous rampage in 1974 when many women went missing in Seattle. He lured young women by behaving as if he needed help, and killed them brutally after raping them. Later, Bundy moved to Colorado, where he resumed his killing spree. Bundy's final victim was a 12-year-old in Florida. He killed the minor by soaking her and raped her later. Eventually, in 1975, Bundy was arrested on suspicion of burglary. On investigation, police were shocked to know that the burglar was instead a serial killer. He was accused of rape and murder and sentenced to death. If you want to know who the other 5 serial killers are, let us know in the comment section below. We will be releasing the second part for this video pretty soon.